Understanding the teacher consent form process. Your participation is critical to the success of this project, so we'd like to thank you for your interest in helping us to evaluate the DARE Keeping It Real curriculum. This video is meant to review the teacher consent form for participation in this project. At the end of the video, you will be given instructions on where and how to send in your signed consent forms. You can obtain a consent form in two ways. You can get one from your DARE officer, or you can go online to darekeepingitreal.wordpress.com and find the form under the Forms tab. Please listen and read along as I review main details of the teacher consent form. On page 1 of your consent form, it states that Chapman University is conducting a quality improvement assessment to find out if the DARE Keeping It Real lessons are effective for middle school students. This assessment will help us find ways to help students make healthy choices. We would like for you to participate in this assessment in order to understand more about how the lessons get taught and the program works. Please read the form carefully and return one of the 2 copies of the signed form in the provided self-addressed envelope. Should you have any questions or concerns about your involvement in this study, please consult your consent form for the appropriate contacts. On page 2 of your consent form, specifics of the study purpose and procedures are discussed. The purpose of this research is to pilot test the existing Keeping It Real curriculum currently being taught in your school. In order to evaluate the lessons and improve the curriculum, we must evaluate the fidelity with which the curriculum is being administered in the field and examine what kind of prevention messages are effective for students in the DARE program. To do this, we want your feedback on the 10 lessons in the DARE Keeping It Real curriculum. You will be instructed about procedures in a short training video. Basically, you will be provided with a website link for each lesson and asked to download it to a computer, tablet, or internet-enabled device to provide feedback on what happens as the officer teaches each class. Hard copies of the evaluation will also be made available if your technology does not work. We will ask you to provide information about things like student participation and involvement. It should take approximately 2 minutes at the beginning of each lesson to prepare, and your responses will be automatically logged on the website. If the hard copy version is used, it will need to be mailed back to project personnel after each lesson. There are no risks in participating in this research beyond those experienced in everyday life. Some of the tasks may cause fatigue due to paying close attention to the officer's teaching practices, but you are free to stop and rest at any time during the assessment. Not only will you benefit if more of your students are making healthy choices and participating in effective decision-making, but you will have additional assurances that the officer teaching your students is doing a good job as an instructor. Further, students in your school may benefit from your participation because the information will help us improve the effectiveness of the curriculum. Participating in this study will require approximately 8.5 hours. More specifically, there are 10 lessons and each lesson takes 45 minutes. If hard copy forms are used, you may also spend some time mailing your form back to study personnel. We assure that your participation in this research is confidential, as your feedback will be stored in a locked cabinet in a locked office of Dr. Miller Day. For more information on the confidentiality of your participation, please consult your consent form. Similarly, if you have questions or concerns about the study, contact information is listed on your consent form. On page 3 of your consent form, we notify you that you will receive $100 if you provide feedback on all 10 lessons and assist in providing the surveys to eligible students to complete both before and after the curriculum. The $100 will be paid when we receive the final feedback of the 10 lessons and prorated based on the amount of work completed. Your decision to be in this research is voluntary, and you can stop at any time. You do not have to answer any questions you do not want to answer. Refusal to take part in or withdrawing from the study will involve no penalty or loss of benefits you would receive otherwise. Lastly, if you are at least 18 years of age, we ask you to please indicate whether or not you would like to participate. We will provide you with 2 identical consent forms, one for the researchers and another for your records. You must first sign your name and date at the appropriate location on the researcher's copy and return the form in a self-addressed postage-paid envelope.